Hey, you're at Steve Morris Engines. I'm Steve Morris. This is an engine we just got done with. One of my SMX engines. All full of glory. Look at it. Oh. Anyways, this is one of our SMX engines. Now this one is 540 cubic inch. And this one we did for Todd Bylsma. Who was an existing customer that had one of our conventional big block Chevrolets with a reverse mount F3 136, like a 2,500 horsepower deal, and wanted to step up. And so we built him this. And so this is for his sand drag, hill climb, snow hill climb, dirt drags, everything. Four-wheel drive Jeep. Now this is not your standard Jeep, obviously. This is a pretty bad dude. And anyways, we did this motor for him, and I will go out and do some pulls on it. Now this is like I said, this is a 136 blower. Have not gone through and done anything with the 140s on here because this is belt drive, because of the packaging. This actually will replace the bell with and build a big billet air filter for it, because obviously it needs to have an air filter in the sand and dirt. So we got to do some alterations just to make that filter for him like we did on the other engine. But just like every one of my SMX engines, this thing is capable of running on pump gas. As a matter of fact, if you just go back a little bit, you'll see when we ran this thing I've run one of these naturally aspirated, and this is the boosted version of it, obviously. And we can run this as is, cross country, on pump gas, 93 octane, and then run it on methanol. Same injector, same everything, just a flip of a valve on a fuel pump, and you're driving and doing everything just like normal. So now these things have a little bit smaller, because this is our the street, or capable street driven for him. I mean, we can do anything you want to with it. So we don't have tons of compression ratio in it, because typically we need to drive them on pump gas. Now Todd's not going to really be driving it, but he's going to use it for going in between rounds, and they do longer runs, and they do a lot of other stuff that needs to have some cooling system. So anyways, our typical deal, 540 cubic inch, 3 injector per cylinder, our billet intake, billet cylinder heads, billet block, all water jacketed. Here's all the water coming out. Water coming out, water going in on that side, and that splits up and goes to each cylinder head and each side of the block separately. So there's no water that goes in between the block and the cylinder head. So there's a lot of information about these engines on my website, and you'll see them all over, because obviously we've already done a lot. So this is not the absolute max effort. We're not leaning on this just as hard as it can possibly go. I think you'll see as we look at some numbers and some horsepower figures that 136s, we can start running them out of air, or at least start running them into an inefficient spot on the map. But anyways, this one's on methanol. This one happens to have a Holley EFI system, but like I said, we do it on Fuel Tech too. And this thing is a pretty rock solid, a super durable, dependable way to make 3,000 plus horsepower. So anyways, I'm gonna set the camera down. We're gonna go out, make some pulls, take a look at the numbers. right, and I think I had my dyno just wig out on my RPM feed. So let's see. Yeah, look at that. I'll guarantee you that's wrong. So I gotta go figure out what happened here. I'm positive it did not make 5,454 horsepower at 13,000 RPM. Anyways, I gotta go in there. I'll make another hit and then we'll recheck the numbers. All right, figured out my not crank sensor, but my RPM sensor problem with the dyno. So I got that done. Excuse me, fixing the camera here a little bit. And as you can see, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, that's a 3147 8500. I mean, it's technically not quite done, but I mean, it's only going to make, I don't know, 10, 20 more horsepower right through there at higher RPM. So, not a big deal. 2,013 foot-pounds of torque, I mean, all the way up here. Now, at 8,000 RPM. Now, that's the nature of the blower. And as I said before, I mean, this is a 136 on my SMX deal. So all the water, all the coolness in the world there. I know you guys love it when I talk about all the water in there, but it's a big freaking deal because that thing is drivable. We could drive that thing on gasoline cross country, no matter. Already proven all that stuff out. So anyways, that is a pretty good deal. Now this is in a pretty good mild tune-up, so to speak. EGTs look really good, AFRs look really good, and as you can see, it starts laying over right up through here. And like I say again, it's a 136, so this isn't the 140, and I haven't messed around with the 140 yet. So if we take a look at here, I mean, the 140 doesn't jump on here and make 1,000 more horsepower. I'm not exactly sure what it would do. On this type engine platform, the wedge might not even be significantly better, if any better. Not 100% sure yet. But you can kind of see here that just the boost just kind of starts to lay over a little bit there. So it's probably on this engine and that application, it's probably just starting to get in a really inefficient spot in the map. You can see here, here's horsepower. I'll expand that a little bit for you there. You can see the boost just starts leveling at 40 and a half. So that last 500 RPM, it only climbed up 2, but really it's only 1 from 82 to 85. So it's starting to get out, and I can hear it lay over just a little bit. I can hear that lay over in the dyno. You're not going to feel that or hear it lay over in the car till probably around 9,000 or so. But you can see super good oil pressure through here. Fuel pressure is all keeping up. Oh, that's all good. Anyways, I think that's a pretty spectacular piece, and I'm super happy with them. I think there's potentially more there. You really got to find the perfect blower, the perfect everything, and really start leaning on them. And obviously this is not something we are leaning on to make the maximum, because this is still lower compression ratio. The camshaft is street compliant, I guess you could say. But anyways, this thing's super good. I'm super happy with it, and I think Todd is going to be really happy with it, and considering it is going to be significantly overpowering his Jeep. So anyways, I'm Steve Morris, Steve Morris Engines. Have a great day.